It's your boy the Infinite Dragon here, and today we're gonna be reacting to ASAP Science's "Are Boys Smarter Than Girls?" Um, gonna give the stereotypical answer and go no. Probably both on the same level of smartness. It really just depends on the person. What they're probably gonna talk about is how like boys and girls like mature. I can't say the word. They're probably gonna talk about how they like mature differently going through puberty, but enough of me talking and trying to figure out what they're gonna say. Let's hear what they have to say.
The stereotype that men are smarter than women has a long history, but in the battle of the sexes, who actually has the superior intellect when it comes down to it? Are boys smarter than girls? Early studies showed that male brains are 8 to 13% larger in volume than female brains. However, this has since been attributed to differences in body size. Women's brains have more gyrification or brain folding, and as a result, a greater cortical surface area. Besides, bigger isn't always better. Sperm whales, elephants, and dolphins all have larger brains than humans, and while they are smart, their cognitive abilities are less than our own. There are other structural differences though, like males having more connections within hemispheres while women have more connections between hemispheres, but overall, MRI brain imaging shows significant overlap in the physical structure between the sexes. After studying 1,400 brains and comparing the sexes, researchers found that mostly all men and women show a mosaic of female and male typical structures in the brain. This study also evaluated gender stereotypical behaviors, like how video games are often considered male behavior while scrapbooking is female, and the results found only 0.1% of test subjects displayed only male or only female typical behaviors. Tests on intelligence find similar results, with major IQ studies showing negligible or no sex differences in general intelligence, but do show women having stronger verbal abilities while men show stronger visual spatial abilities. Interestingly, studies show more male variance in tests, with their scores being both the worst and the best. One meta-analysis of 22 studies did find men to be 3.3 to 5.5 IQ points above women, but this study has been called into question by academics who found the methodology flawed. In academic performance of language, math, and science, women consistently receive better grades in 70% of nations, but on SAT testing in the US, men score 33 points higher in math and science. Other tests like the Program for International Student Assessment show both sexes performing equally in several countries, with girls performing better in some, like Iceland, suggesting cultural and environmental differences and not necessarily biological differences at play.
So basically, what he's saying is we're pretty much the same. It just depends on how you were raised.
But researchers found that stereotypes about women's performance actually impact how well they do. When told that a particular math test had significant gender differences, women performed significantly worse than their male peers, while women who were told there was no difference scored the same. This phenomenon is known as the stereotype threat. Even Google search data shows that parents are 2.5 times more likely to search "Is my son gifted?" than "Is my daughter gifted?" despite
crazy.
11% more girls in gifted programs in America. And girls pick up on these biases as early as 6 years old. When told a story at age 5 about a person who is really smart, both boys and girls associate intelligence with their own gender, but by age 6, both girls and boys picked a male character as the smartest. In a similar experiment, kids were asked if they wanted to play a game for people who are really smart, and again at age 5, both sexes wanted to play, but by age 6, girls had decided these games weren't for them. And though women do strive to work in STEM fields, studies show they face barriers. In a double-blind study, science faculty from research universities rated applications for a lab manager position. What they didn't know is that the applications were randomly assigned either male or female names. As a result, faculty perceived the male applicant names to be significantly more competent, hireable, and deserving of mentoring, even though the applications with female names were identical. Males were also offered higher starting salaries, an average of $30,000 versus the females' $26,000.
Okay.
Though these
Being a dude, I haven't had too many jobs. I've had like 2 jobs to where I've gotten paid. So I've never really even gotten enough amount of money to question if guys and girls get paid the same amount. But that's considerable. That's like a good $4,000 that they're not getting.
Studies present a sobering reality. Research does point to greater equality between the sexes with passing decades and education. And in spite of these barriers, women continue to contribute to our collective scientific knowledge. Rosalind Franklin allowed us to understand our own DNA, Katherine Johnson helped Apollo 11 land on the moon, and this year, Miriam Mirzakhani is the first woman to win a Nobel Prize for mathematics. Fellow mathematician Isabella Laba said, Mirzakhani's selection does exactly nothing to convince me that women are capable of doing mathematical research at the same level as men. I have never had any doubt about that in the first place. What I take from it instead is that we as a society, men and women alike, are becoming better at encouraging and nurturing mathematical talent in women and more capable of recognizing excellence in women's work. To learn more, we asked the women at ASAP Science to speak personally about their experiences growing up and give insight.
Okay, what's about to happen is we about to watch that. I have a lot of time left on my camera. We about to watch this.
My name is Sel.
My name is Chelsea.
Hi, my name is Jess.
I can think of a couple situations where people have been surprised that I'm intelligent, and it's supposed to be a compliment, but it isn't.
It's assumed that I don't know what I know, despite knowing.
So I like to shoot and edit and like technology, and I find that in a lot of kind of situations with predominantly men, like a lot of men talk down to you or are very condescending. It stops you from actually being able to ask questions. That means I won't learn. So it's kind of like everybody loses in that situation.
If a woman spoke out something that was intelligent in a group discussion, she could be seen as someone who sees herself as above others. I've seen this with a few different girls, and I think it's always made me shy away from opposing male opinions in class, especially.
Women have great opinions. It's strange that we're taught not to give our opinions.
This is weird for me because generally in all the classes that I have that interest me, like I had a women's studies class, and then I have in my English class, predominantly those classes are filled with women. So like for me to be hearing that women are supposed to be told like they can't, like they're taught not to express their opinion is weird for me because here are these women going out finding ways for them to express their opinion. So this is kind of strange to me, but I guess it happens.
I think women feel like they have to protect themselves, and the easiest way to do that is to not speak as much, to kind of go with the flow, so you're not making any changes to your social group or your workplace, even if they really could be beneficial for everyone.
I 100% have been thought of as aggressive. I think there's like ideas about what women should act like, and it's really frustrating because it's like all those things are very passive descriptions of femininity, which is irritating. So it's like you're always just gonna be aggressive. If you say like, hey, can you pass me that, instead of being like, excuse me, like if you have 5 spare moments, can you pass me that salt shaker? Like I don't have time for that most times.
I like her. She's funny. Yeah, Nicki Minaj was talking about that. I don't remember when. This is probably like a way long time ago, and she was saying like how for any kind of woman to be aggressive is to be a quote bitch, and that's not cool. If men is considered aggressive, that's like a defining trait of a man. You have to be, if you're a man, you have to be aggressive. You have to go after what you want. But if a woman is like that, she's a bitch, and that's stupid.
Times that I ever act assertive or organized, I'm told that I'm aggressive.
I was really excited to work this job. I was shadowing a male coworker who had been there for a few years, and he really did not like the idea of me pitching ideas. He probably saw it as stepping on his toes, and I was actually fired after a few weeks because I was too aggressive to the male employees.
She got fired for doing her job.
Am I talking over people? Should I be listening? Am I being too aggressive? Am I being too bossy? And it's something I worry about being. My mom is a really strong and wonderful woman, and who has definitely been called aggressive and bossy in a negative tone. And she's someone I admire and want to emulate. But that one part, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's not attractive.
I think that's my tactic, is to dispel situations through being nice.
It is beneficial in one's life to be polite. Do you know what I mean? To be kind to others, to treat everyone with respect. But those are like human things, and they're not related to gender. The issue is why I'm expected to do it all of the time.
In my experience, it's the men in my life that I feel like I have to tiptoe around more. When I have something that I want to bring up, it's like, how can I bring this up to them in a gentle way, even with family, that's not going to hurt their feelings or emasculate them.
No matter what, if you are speaking your opinion in a concise way as a female, even if you have a straight face, I find that you do have to sprinkle it with a smile, or else people are going to call you a bitch.
I don't think
See?
it's a bad thing to be gentle. I think there's a lot of power and amazing things can happen with empathy and love and being a gentle force in the world.
You know what? Why do women always have to be so on guard? And why do we have to go through all this emotional tumult all
Okay,
the
I'll give them. I'm gonna give them like this whole video, but like, it's really sucks that I guess women have to cater to like men not being capable of them being empowered. Like the one girl who was talking earlier. My manager did not like me being aggressive in our meetings, so he fired me. Like, what? She's doing her job, and it sucks that the women have to go through that.
time and walk on eggshells just so that we can live okay.
I was in biology, so biology is often, and ecology has a large female representation, which is great, but by the time you're in grad school, it's definitely more men. I was working with one peer, and I had been working on my project for a year, and he was new, and before even seeing what I was doing, was like, oh, I'll show you how this works.
All of my male peers have always been taken more seriously. When in a lot of ways, I don't think that they read as much as the women that I know. And I think that they frankly spew a lot more bullshit than a lot of the women I know. And they get away with it. And it's just bred through confidence. So walking into a room, talking about their opinions, getting a good job, getting in with the right people. I notice a lot of smart women who aren't offered the same things.
There isn't this like overlord who's like, you are a woman, 70 cents on the dollar. You know what I mean? It's more the way that we're socialized, right? So all the traits that are feminine are docile. So it's hard to ask for a raise or to demand your market value or higher. You're always taught to be as low key as possible. And it's kind of frustrating because men are taught that aggression and strength and all these things are positive. It's a circle of behavioral patterns that men are taught, right? And some are to the detriment, but when it comes to money, it absolutely is an advantage.
Women are equal to men in intelligence and ability, and research supports that. But we get treated extremely differently. And despite all of that, we're so resilient. We still bring so much to the world. We still are bringing incredible innovation and talent and joy all the time.
It's so hard. When you're a young girl, you walk this fine line of wanting to be attractive, beautiful, you want to be really well liked, you want to be smart but not too smart. It's tough, and intelligence will probably take you farther. That's how all the women CEOs of the world and people who are women that own companies get their power, is really by respect, and it takes a long time of being called a bitch. It's okay to not be liked.
I don't think you are beautiful or intelligent. Like, if you want a poppin' body, you can have that if you want to work out. If you want to be a neurosurgeon, you know, Ben Carson already delegitimized that, but if you want to do that for the people, then you should go ahead and do that. You know, whatever the variables in your life that you want, you can have it. And you just have to go ahead and get it. But you don't have to just be one thing.
Okay, I'm gonna give some advice to like everybody out there. You don't let anyone put you in a box, okay? For women who are being too aggressive in your work field, and you got fired because you were being too aggressive, make your own field. You don't have to listen to that guy. Make your own job. You can do it. The question is, do you have enough passion to learn what you're supposed to do to get there? That is the question. And that goes to anybody. Guys, kids, parents, teachers. That goes to everybody. Do you have the passion to learn what you need to do to get there? And will you get there? That is how America works, at least.
Women are the mothers of everyone in the world. And I think that's a really cool thing to think about.
Just think about how much better the world could be and can be if more women are at the top running it.
Everyone should be a feminist. It's not a bad word.
No, it's
Women
not.
really do make everything better.
All right, guys. I didn't mean for this to get like super political and inspirational or anything like that, but it did. And to gem us out, we're gonna play Beyonce "Who Run the World" right now. Right, guys. If you guys want me to react to anything else, put that in the comments below. The original video, both of them, will be in the description. Shout out to ASAP Science. ASAP Science was doing a lot of stuff, like really. Like, have you ever thought about this type of stuff? Like, do video games actually make you violent? They have a video for that, so I'm gonna put them up there, link them. If you like the video, obviously give the video a like, and if you have anything you want me to react to, put it in the comments below. And that's about it, guys, so I'll see you later. Bye.